I missed my flight and I waited for 12 hours.
Oh my god. And you know how like Indian parents, brown parents are.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, oh, naun maga, nan friend maga hing ಮಾಡ್ದ ನೀನು ಮಾಡು. Like, there was just something in me that, made me feel like, okay, maybe I might not be making the right decision.
Huh. Take two.
Like that SpongeBob meme ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ 1000 seconds
1000
later
seconds.
or a few moments later or an eternity later ಅಂತ ಅದು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is something new we are going to do now. This is about our life experience coming to Sweden. So today we have Jahanvi, B, Dinesh.
Hello. And we
With
have
us.
Brijesh, Niranjan,
Yes.
mentor and mentee.
Yeah, mentor and mentee. Link her account in the description below. If you guys want to follow, you can follow. Unless she accepts it.
Probably won't.
Yeah. So, just please
Like,
support.
share, subscribe, and
Comment.
comment,
Gante
and
ಹೊಡಿ,
share.
ಗಂಟೆ.
Yeah, hit the bell button.
Gante
and
ಹೊಡಿ.
wherever you get your podcast or whatever.
Yeah. And of course, any feedbacks, comment.
Constructive criticism only. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, guys. Okay. Why Sweden?
So I was applying everywhere. As in like US, Germany. I hadn't considered Sweden, but these were my primary like options. My dad's friend's son something studied in Lund. And you know how like Indian parents, brown parents are.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, oh, naun maga, nan friend maga hing ಮಾಡ್ದ ನೀನು ಮಾಡು. Like, their friend's kid does something, like, oh, you also can try, like, you are no less than them and all of that. And that's how my dad suggested Sweden. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll apply, big deal. But then once I started looking into the courses here, they actually seem nice. And then at the end, Germany got scrapped out because of a lot of nonsense. And then it was US or Sweden. And coming to Sweden also was like a very split second decision for me. Literally, I remember May 2nd was the deadline for paying the fees or something like that here. I think fees, first semester fees or something. And like exactly the weekend, just a few days before that was when I was like fully sure I'll go to the US because I had friends also going there.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we'll live together. And I had like fully planned everything with them. But then that weekend, there was just something in me that, made me feel like, okay, maybe I might not be making the right decision. And, I gave it more thought. And then I thought, you know what, everybody goes to the US, like, Jatra Sante it is. So we will do something different and we will go to Sweden. And I also knew that the weather here would be like really cold and I cannot tolerate the heat. It's like 35 degrees now in Bangalore and it's like probably -5 degrees here. So I absolutely love this. So that's what
That your course something happened now.
Right. So initially I came here to study wireless photonics and space engineering, which everyone when I told people I was doing that, they were like, oh, are you going to join ISRO? Are you going to join NASA? I'm like,
Some next level.
Yeah.
Looks like some next level thing.
And I was just like, that is the course that I got because the course that I wanted, I was waitlisted. And then finally, after coming here, in the first week that I came here, after 3 days into that course, I was like, oh shit, like this is not happening. I'm probably going to fail. I'm going to flunk out. And then I decided to just email the admissions office and like, my mom was like, just try emailing. If they say no, fine, but at least you can try.
No, for what?
Like to switch course.
Oh, okay, switch course.
So I emailed them. I'm like, listen, I really like that other course, but I've been waitlisted. But I believe that my best potential will come out in that one long email I sent them. And the next thing, like within an hour, they're like, sure, switch to that class. And that was the best decision of my life. Or that's the best, like, I don't know how to say it, miracle that happened in my life. And this is an advice, just try. Whatever you want, just try. Asking is not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah, actually.
So I did that and then I'm here and a year and a half in, I have absolutely loved this course and it's been great.
Yeah, she is 1 year senior to me.
So, what about you?
Mine. Yeah. My plan was to go to Germany because I'm from mechanical background. So Germany, why? Because it's like the hub. You can, lot of companies come from there, like BMW, Mercedes. So it's like an heaven for automobile engineering. So that's the reason. But then why I didn't choose Germany? Because it was like too much shit going on, like too much formalities.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, bureaucracy, formalities, and mainly whomever I asked was like, they were like, I'm going to Germany. I was like, okay, there's too much human traffic there. So
And language
probably,
barrier.
oh yeah, the language. Yeah, you need to learn the language for some courses. I mean, most of the courses. Yeah, so whomever I asked were like Germany. Then I was like, okay, too much human traffic, and probably the demand might come down later in the future. Then I was exploring other options. So I came across Sweden in Chalmers. Automobile engineering is nice here, is what they said. So I was like, okay, let me do it. Let me apply and then let's see. And I applied, and then I got,
And then you came.
and then I came. Yes.
So both of us have ended up here. ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು
Yeah.
ಓಕೆ ಆದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದ ಬೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್.
Yeah, kind of. But I knew what I wanted to do because I wanted to do something fully like mechanical and simulations and designs and stuff. So I looked into applied mechanics. The course was nice, like all this cool shit, continuum mechanics, rigid body dynamics, and the full next level shit was there. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. I mean, for few people. So I was like, I'll apply. And I got first option was this. This was my first option, so I got in the first option.
That's nice. Yeah, getting a first option is pretty difficult. So I know a lot of people who haven't, like even some of my Swedish friends who are here, they didn't get their first option for masters, and so they had to end up in like the second or third or whatever. That sucks.
How was the day before you came here? Or probably 1 month before that, or 2
By
months
1
before?
month, my 1 week before I moved to Sweden was so happening. I was in the ICU for like 3 days. I had dengue. My platelets went super low. It was the worst period of my life. The doctor basically like postponed your trip, and I was like, there's no way in hell that I am postponing. He's like, just postpone by 1 week, and technically I could have, because the first week was that orientation that week. I could have, but then I felt like a major sense of FOMO that, everyone's going to make friends in the first week and I'm going to miss that out. Which was true, because right now, most of my friends, at least the good ones, are all ones that I made in that first week, and we've still stayed in touch, even though we're not in the same program.
Yeah, even though like people say that orientation is like boring, but that's when you actually get to know people. You have a lot of activities, you play games, and you don't have any barriers to language barrier or anything. It's just a game. You guys have to work together and then build up on things.
And I feel like when you first move here, the people that you meet, like more often than not, you will still stay in touch with them till the end, because you have that sense of that feeling that, what, I met them on day one, and like they were my first few friends over here. So you don't really feel like just letting go of that sort of relationship that you build. Yeah. And I think for your case, you met all of us literally in that. Except for me, of course, I wasn't here. But the entire group that you hang out with right now, you met most of them through that orientation week.
Yeah, actually. Like, on that campus tour day.
Yeah. And that too, you are one of the 2 juniors who hang out with like only seniors primarily. Your friend group is seniors.
In my bachelor's, I was a senior, and then or rest of them are juniors.
Oh, okay.
And now I am the roles have switched.
Yeah.
I think God is giving me back what I gave to the juniors.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, you continue your 1 year.
Yeah, so I was in the ICU, and then I was really sick, and I had absolutely like 3 or 4 days before I moved here was when I came back home from the hospital. And I remember the first time I felt sick was when I was going on the last day of my work. I was going to return my laptop to the office, and like my friend was dropping me in car. And like when we were going there, I was feeling really sick and tired. But then I thought, okay, I had traveled also the previous day, that temple run tara we had done. We had go to different temples, and we had gone to like my house, Manidevuru, we had gone. And that time I was a little sick, but then we're like, okay, fine, whatever. I was going to give the laptop, and when I was coming back, I felt really sick that, he was driving in front and I was sleeping in the back seat. And that's when I realized, what, there's something really wrong. So we directly went to the hospital. And in the hospital, like, they were just drawing blood. And I was just waiting. I was sitting there, and while they were drawing blood, they didn't even start, and I already like sort of got dizzy and I fainted.
Oh.
And that's when they realized, okay, this is like something serious. So they instantly quickly drew blood, and then because it was an emergency, they got the report really quick, and they're like, what, platelets are like super low. And then like we admitted to the hospital and all of that, and then it was okay, but then it started dropping like a lot more, and then I was in the ICU for 2 days, which was hell. And that too, the worst part is it was so demotivating because everybody else in the ICU are all old people. And I've heard in the middle of the night, I've heard old people scream. like in
Yikes.
pain, and oh god, I felt like, when am I going to leave? I was there for like 2 or 3 days, but that felt like absolute living hell. And I hope nobody ever ends up there. And it was bad, but then somehow I made it out. And I remember, even though I was for such a short time there, when I came out, those first few rays of sunlight was like,
That is nice.
this is, that halo will come, and like the pathway to heaven opens up. It was like that. But that was and then like that was my time before coming here. And then the next few days was just like packing, and just that whole not dealing with emotions.
Yeah.
And you just put all of that aside, compartmentalize
Oh.
that, and then like just finish packing and blah blah blah. And that was it. And then I came here, and for me the advantage was my mom came here with me. The first like 10-15 days she stayed here. So I didn't feel too lonely, at least like while leaving India, and I didn't cry or anything.
That's nice. Strong girl, guys. Strong girl.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, strong woman, not girl.
Oh. Okay, strong woman, guys. Strong.
Yeah, strong independent woman.
Strong independent woman.
Yeah, and that's my tagline.
Heಣ್ಮಕ್ಳೇ strong woman.
Yeah, correct. I accept. Then yeah, that's about it. But okay, I wasn't here when you first came here.
Yeah.
So I want to know how you became friends with like so many seniors, and like now you primarily hang out with us. So I want to know how that friendship started building. Because I mean, for me, because I remember when I came here, we had dinner the first day or something, and that's when like I met you. We had dinner in like guest house in the common area sometime.
That is first day for you, but not.
Yeah, that's what for
first
me.
week.
Yeah, for you it was
Yeah,
first
yeah.
week when you had already hung out with them, but that was my time when I just came back from vacation.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, so like I don't know how you guys like
Uh-huh.
got together.
It was a campus store. No. Oh yeah, it was campus store. We had to collect our SU cards. Then we went to Motion Hall. Sorry, not Motion Hall. Scania Hall. Then I met Chetna there. I saw her, and then I was like, "New Kannadadavara."
Oh, you recognized, huh? Nice.
I don't know, I got that feeling, ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದವ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹ್ಞೂ ಅಂತ ಆಕೆ ಹಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಶಾಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶರ್ಮಿತ್ ವರ್ ಮೈ ಫ್ಯಾಡರ್ಸ್. ಹಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಅದೇ ಲೈಕ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಅವ್ರು ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ದೇವರ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಜಯ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೆ. Kushal and Sharmit were like, okay, go have your lunch, guys. We'll meet in an hour. We have to go to Lindolman. Then I was like, okay, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೆ. Then Sharmit was like, ಬಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ತಿನ್ನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ. Then I went with them. And then that 90 crowns pizza, that was like the second day or third day for me. 90 crowns into 8, 720.
Yeah.
720 rupees, so much I should give. I was like...
we will get to that later, conversion. We will get to that later. But yeah.
So much I should give up, but trust me, if I had not taken that pizza, I wouldn't be here with you guys. So, I sat with the boys, and then...
Where did you eat? Oh, in Prips.
Jay
Okay.
Prips. I took margarita pizza because that was the cheapest.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I took margarita. They took some veggie bab, I guess. I don't know. Kushal, Sharmit and Nitin were sitting. Then I joined them. Then Ange Obobre Bandru. Jayant came. Then Nandita and Chetna came. Then I was like, Chetna, I met you before, no? And like, yeah, we saw. Then Sharmit and Kushal introduced everyone. Then I was like, oh, okay. And we left from there. Then we went to Lindolman. Allastೇ ಹಂಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋದ್ರು. Then we exchanged numbers there with my friends. ಆಮೇಲೆ that's it. We went back home. The next day, I guess, or that day, I don't remember, we went to Deljon. There I met Rahul, Pratik and everyone. So ಹಂಗೆ ದಿನ Chetna or Nandita, they both kept calling me for hangouts. So ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ I all met you guys.
Nice. But it's still surprising that you ended up like, okay, what about like the other Kannadiga people? Are there Kannadiga people who are in your batch? Because I think I've met like one person or something when I was on a flight like in January, and he was sitting right next to me, and that's how I figured. But are you friends with like any other Kannadiga people who aren't part of this, like juniors?
like num bachelor, yes, they I am friends with them, but then there's just like college work ashte.
Okay.
Not like fully
Hangout kind.
hang out and then have fun and all.
Yeah.
But there are Kannadigas,
Okay.
but I don't hang out with them much. Ashte.
Okay.
Few things are destined to be, so it will happen.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. But yeah, I feel like when I came here, I think you guys had already spent about a week or something, 1.5 weeks, or at least you guys had spent here because I had gone home for a break. And then when I came here, I felt a little out of place. Like, I felt like the dynamics had changed. The group was so much bigger. And it just like took me by surprise, I feel.
Oh, okay.
Like I felt like I was back in first year where I was just making friends again and getting to know people again, and there were some new faces as well. But yeah. Okay. Question. First impression. Like when we met, I remember meeting you at that.
I was expecting this question.
I remember meeting you at that common area when we were having lunch. But first impressions.
First impressions?
Of me? What else? You're not going to give an impression of yourself.
Of you?
Yeah. We've never discussed this.
Yeah, actually. Even behind the cameras. First when you came, you were like, okay, full style udigi.
What? No.
You were.
No, of course.
Like, you were wearing some polka dots and black color shirt with jeans. Fancy.
I don't have polka dots clothes. But okay, whatever, fine. But okay.
Some fancy shit you were wearing.
Okay.
It was not shit, but it was nice.
Yeah, I get it.
Some fancy thing you were wearing. Okay, I was like, okay, full fancy, full duddiraro.
Why do people keep saying this to me? You're not the first person saying that. We'll get into that. But even Nitin. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Full duddiraro, arrogant.
Okay. No, we're going to be honest. We're going to listen and we're not going to judge. Go ahead.
Arrogant and then mean. But I felt that...
But you have to give a reason why you felt arrogant and mean.
Because you have that look.
Okay, so you judge it purely based on the way I look or the way I present myself.
Yeah, like that's how you see in the first, no?
Okay. No, I mean, I thought like it was at least from a first conversation, but okay. Yeah.
No, not from the conversation, like when I first met you.
Just like saw.
Yeah, just like saw.
Yeah, okay.
Like those eyes are scary, a little bit scary.
Yeah. If looks could kill, there'd be a bloodbath.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, then like, okay, they were like, Akkun ked enadru resume bagge antala they were telling. Then that's how we started talking. Then ಹೋಗ್ತಾ you know, there is some, I do feel that, okay, even if they're like mean from the outside, they are sweet from the inside. But turns out to be you are. Yeah, that's all. That's the first impression. You tell first impression about me. Innocent, silent.
No, I don't think, like for me at least, when I looked at you, I didn't have any like particular thoughts like, oh, he's like, from looks, I usually don't like have any conclusion that way.
But you will have something, no?
No.
1%.
Genuinely, looks wise, I didn't really have much. I knew you were a little quiet, but I felt that was because, you know, it's a bunch of seniors who already know each other and you were like new here, and so you just wanted to be like a little bit what do you call this? Like, you wanted to be nice and not be, you didn't want to like be act too cool, but also like not fully quiet. Like you were just trying to be a little chill and calm.
Yeah,
I noticed
I
that.
agree that.
Yeah, I noticed that. And then like slowly, now I realize, like now I know your fully personality and like fully bloomed and all. But that time I felt like you were a little on guard and, you know, you didn't want to come off too strong or too desperate. Yeah. But I didn't have any other thoughts. And then everyone was like, like when they said that, kedu, summer job do hangenge. And then I was like, okay. Then I felt like, you know what, this is my chance to help someone and to actually prove to these people that it can be done. And I remember now when we had gone out somewhere also, these people were like, go sit next to this akka and, you know, ask her blah, blah, blah. And then...
Yeah.
There was, I don't remember where we went. Yeah. So that happened. And then, you know, in the beginning, all of these people used to be like, oh, Neenu, Brijesh, full matartidira, eno. And I'm like, oh God. And I was more determined to make you one little brother. Because this was getting too much for me also. And then after this mentor-mentee thing started, and then it was all settled and it was good. So that's my impression.
We were talking, but not about
Exactly.
only
Our
about
conversations were mostly about like,
companies.
yeah, exactly. Like, career and professional like life and all of that. Like no personal. I don't think we've had like any sort of personal conversation up until now. Like just one-on-one.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's been very general. So maybe this is a good time for us to get to know each other better. Like through this.
Actually, we are now. First impressions and all.
Exactly.
We should have a personal conversation some other time. The day you told, right? The day when you arrived here. The story behind, the drama.
Oh my god. Like I said, I came with my mom. And I've had such bad luck, like the first couple of months of being here. Before I came, fell sick. After I came here, my house, my keys, I was getting it like 15 days later after I came here.
Okay.
For some reason, the company decided that it was okay to give me my keys after like school started. And I begged them so much and I'm like, see, school starts on like 22nd and you're giving me the keys on September 5th. What am I going to do? And they're like, sorry, we can't help it. So I had to stay in a hotel. Because I didn't know anyone else. I didn't even know like there are WhatsApp groups with like common people and all here. But I had to stay in a hotel and I stayed there. And okay, everything was fine. Then what happened? Once I got my keys, my mom was with me for like 3 or 4 days. Afterwards, she flew back to India. When she was here, only she kind of started feeling a little sick and all of that. But we were like, okay, fine. And she had like some allergies. So we didn't really think too much about it. After she went back to India, she went to the doctor because like she started getting fever and all because of allergies. And then the doctor said it's because of bed bugs.
Oh.
And I started panicking. And the next thing I remember I still have photos and videos of like my time here and it was horrible. Like my entire body was like filled with those marks because of the bites. And it was so bad for like up until September to December, I kid you not, I lived in that terror. I remember that was when Nitin, I will tell you, even till today, one of the main reasons why I'm still so close to him and I respect him so much was because when we didn't know each other, I was nobody, and within a week of me suffering, he's like, you know what, stay in my house. He invited me, made me feel comfortable, and he let me stay in his house for a few days. And I will never forget that.
I didn't know that.
And shout out to Nitin.
Really?
I stayed in his house. He literally came home. He helped me clean the house also. Because you didn't have to do that. Like he didn't have to do that. I am some random person, but he had that care and consideration to come help me clean everything, go home, buy dinner for me, and then let me stay in his house. And
nice.
Exactly. And he has seen those bed bugs. So I remember recording it on his phone as well. Like the bugs with the chair and all. The worst time of my life.
Why you?
Exactly. Why me? Like that was a question that I asked myself a lot. And after that, I remember Ganesh Chaturthi was there. We had gone to the temple. That was the first time when I was really meeting like a bunch of others as well, like Preet and Pratik and all. So that time, I remember Pratik and I had this interaction where I was just telling, that time, I apologized to all of my friends here because I know the first couple of months bedbugs was the only thing that I was talking about. In fact, I was fully popular amongst Indians.
You don't have to apologize for that.
No, I do. Amongst Indians, I was popular as the bedbugs girl because I was the only one this issue has happened to. And Pratik and I were having a conversation and Pratik was like, you know what, like it's okay, like it'll be fine. And I screamed at him. We are going to the temple and I screamed at him like, how can you just say that it's going to be okay? It's not. I'm suffering so much. Can't you see on my body? And I snapped at him so much, and even till today he teases me about it. But I was just in that rage of emotion, and I was really frustrated. But that was like a thing. And then after that, after a long time, the company finally came and like switched my bed and blah blah blah. And then they also made some. They put like this poison powder to like kill the bugs, and eventually, and then that time I used to spend like almost like an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, like with a flashlight on the ground, just trying to see if I can find bugs and kill them. I kid you not, I've done that for like 1.5 months straight.
Oh, shit.
My first study period, I didn't even know how I'm going to pass, but I passed. That was like the biggest joy of my life because, I mean, we're Indians. Not, like for me at least, like failing, that was my first like time in my life where I felt like I might fail, but I didn't. So that was intense.
But that's one good thing about this stays. Do they do it like immediately?
No, that's the worst part. No, they took like a month.
At least they don't charge you.
Yeah, I mean, I still have like all of the photos and all. Like I can sue them technically for mental distress and duress.
Oh, really?
I can. But then again, lawyer charges, all that will come on me. So as long as I'm fine now, it's just a bad chapter in my life and I moved on.
You can probably sue them after when you start working.
Yeah, too much effort. But yeah, this is my
That was your
experience.
day one.
Not day one. This was
okay.
like
When you
first
came.
3-4 months.
Okay.
My life was surrounded. Anyone who spoke to me, I spoke about this.
Meatballz.
And it was so bad that it was on my face and all.
Oh.
And yeah, you know how much I care about how I look. So it was bad. But moving on. How was your first day and what was your vibes?
First day. I missed my 12 hours. I missed my flight and I waited for 12 hours.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't know this, huh?
Really?
No.
Okay. First, ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಟು ಜರ್ಮನಿ ಮ್ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಮ್ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಟು ಗಾಥೆನ್ಬರ್ಗ್ 1 hour was this thing layover. I was like first time, okay, international flight, that too catching connecting flight, it was like first time. I didn't know how it worked. So I ಬಂದೆ ಜರ್ಮನಿಗೆ. ಐ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಜರ್ಮನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಫುಲ್ ಗುಂಪು, ಆಲ್ ದ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓಕೆ, ದ ಹೋಲ್ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ರನ್? Okay, they're also going to Gothenburg. Why should I take so much tension? Or then one huge line. The one huge line. I waited. ಫ್ಲೈಟಿಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೇನು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ, ಏನಿದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಮೂವೇ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓಕೆ, ಕಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯೂ. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಚೆಕ್. ದೆನ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದಟ್ EU, what do you call that? Scrutiny or something. Yeah. They checked that, and then by the time I went there, they were like, flight took off 10 minutes ago. I was like, okay, now what? I freaked out because I didn't know what to do, because I don't know, probably might have to pay some more money. I didn't know. Then I went to airlines help center. They were like, no worries, we will compensate, and we will book you another next flight. I was like, okay, that's good. Then when is the next flight? They were like 12 hours. I'm like,
Oh, so you were in the airport for 12 hours?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god, you should have just gone out at least.
That I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know we could have gone out.
Yeah.
I was there for 5 hours. Then I asked the airlines people, then can I go out? They were like, yes, you can. I was like, oh, okay. Then I went out, seeing all the cars, BMWs, Porsches, everything. I was like, okay, what to do. Then Munich. You're in Munich. What is there in Munich? FC Bayern football stadium. Then I was like, okay, let me see that at least. Then it was like 1 hour journey from the airport. 1 hour there was 5 hours left. 1 hour to go and 1 hour to come. 2 hours minus 3 hours you have. But still I had that anxiety that if I miss the next flight again, anta. My friend was there in Germany, Munich. I did call him up, and then he was like, yeah, come, it's just 1 hour. Then I still didn't have that guts to make that move again, to miss the flight. Then I was like,
but honestly, if you would have used those 12 hours, you would have covered Munich really well.
That's the one thing I did, one mistake.
Yeah. But I mean, you were still new to traveling. You were traveling alone, so that makes sense.
Yeah, if I knew, I would have explored Germany so much in that 12 hours.
You would have explored Munich a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Munich.
Yeah,
then I could have seen TUM also. Yeah. So many things I could have done.
You could have told people in your resume, I went to TUM.
So, yeah.
That video, have you seen that?
I only sent it.
Oh, okay.
Then I was like, okay. Then ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. Then airport ಮುಂದೆಗಡೆ there was like one row of trees. I was sleeping under the tree. For like 3 hours I slept. I woke. Some ಶೇಂಗಾ ಉಂಡೆ was there. I was eating that. Then ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಮೆಕ್ಡೊನಾಲ್ಡ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಮೆಕ್ಡೊನಾಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ, of course. 2 euros. 2 euros is like
200 rupees.
No, not 200. 200 rupees? Yeah, 200 rupees for one regular Mekalu, I guess. I don't know.
Veg.
Yeah, some vegetarian. I was like, do I really need to buy? I was like, okay, let me buy. I bought that also. Oh, but before that, I had some 900 rupees roll. It was cold and shit. I could not eat it.
That was your first intro to like Europe, because in here they
Yeah.
only eat cold food.
They only eat cold food. Then I bought that sandwich, I ate. Then I was like, okay. McDonald's tinmele, I went to check in. Somehow came to Copenhagen. When I landed, it was sudden. The first thing I felt was the cold.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, should I bear this much cold? I was like, okay, let me. Flybus Varna, I got in. I was like, I asked the driver, does it go to Copenhagen? I was like, yeah, that's a good stop to come. I was like, okay, there are people like they're kind anta anstu. Then I sat there. Then I was like, then I didn't know when the Copenhagen stop was gonna come. Then I was seeing the Google Maps. Okay, on the 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes was there. Then I took everything. Then I got down at Copenhagen. I think something around 1 o'clock. Then Calabek 18. Then I came here to Gradgat. And one of my friend helped me. He gave me a packet of Maggie. That was the only thing I did that day. I ate Maggie. Then I slept. Set up the bed and I slept. When I woke up, I was like, where am I?
Yeah, get that.
Then I was like, oh, am I really here? And then I went, I didn't know what to do. Then there was Coop down there. I went to Coop. I got bread, milk, and eggs. That's the only 3 things I got. And it costed me around 800 rupees.
Okay, so this conversion thing, okay, let's discuss this. How long did it take? Do you still in your mind do the mental math of multiplied by 8, or have you stopped?
Kind of stopped.
Okay. How long do you think it took you to stop?
1 month.
Oh, that's pretty soon. Okay.
Not 1 month, probably 2 months.
Okay, I'm okay. What about groceries versus like other things?
Yeah. Okay. In groceries, there are few things that are worth to take, and there are few things that are not worth to take.
No, but I'm talking about the conversion.
Grocery conversion, probably 1 month.
Because I feel like for me, it took me like a good 2 months at least, minimum 2 months to stop converting groceries. 2 to 3 months to stop converting groceries. When winter hit, that's when I realized like, okay, I really need to eat. And everyone had always scared me, like all the seniors, fathers and all, they had told me like, oh, like in the winter, you need to keep yourself warm, and like that they had instilled this fear of like, the cold. So I realized that I have to eat well to like stay healthy and all of that. And so then once winter came, I stopped converting groceries. But other things, I feel like it took me a long time to stop converting. And I think it took me like almost less than a year at least to stop converting. But even now also sometimes I still convert. Like when I go to buy something when I don't need it, I will convert and I will see if it's actually worth it.
Yeah, that's true. That is there.
Yeah.
One of my friend told that, okay, here healthcare costs a lot. Then he was like, okay, take care of your health first. Then that's when I realized, okay, he has gone through something before in his, he was in hospital and then too much bills for him. So that's when he told, okay, health is important. So you need to eat first, take care of health properly. Because if you have health, that's the thing. There's a saying, health is a crown that only healthy people wear, but only the sick can see.
Whoa, shit. Okay, I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah, so I felt that was okay. Health is important. You need to eat properly. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಿಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ತಿಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್
So makes sense.
Yeah, other things like clothes and all, okay, it took some time, but then 100 crowns and all is fine.
now that's what I was about to say that like now if I go out, like I know a meal is going to cost like easily 150 crowns, and I'm just like, okay, that's good enough, that's cheap. Or if I really want to have like a cheap meal that's filling, I'll probably go to like some baguette and get like a sandwich which is like 50 or 60 crowns. Now I don't think too much to spend anything less than 100. After 100, little bit thought I'll give. Then after 200, I'll actually be like, okay, I will think about it. But below 200, it's just like tap. And the worst part is here, card is like in India, I used to never have the contactless pay. So that used to make me think about what I'm buying. Here, contactless pay, swish, just go tap, move on in life. So that's, and even I like Apple Pay. I just don't think twice about it. I just tap and I move on, and sometimes that's bad, but yeah.
First day after that buying eggs. I made omelette and drank milk, and I went to Tivoli. There was Tivoli. What is that?
Tivoli. Yeah.
They put all
Right.
that
Correct. Yeah.
huge tray.
That was our first day, yeah.
For me, it was first day.
Oh, okay. For us, it was like some second or third day.
Yeah, depends on how you arrived.
Which day did you come? You didn't come on the first day of the thing?
Nope. First day was some orientation or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Second day was some Tivoli or something.
Oh, okay.
I came for that Tivoli.
Because for us, first day was orientation and like SIM card and blah. Sex, blah, blah, blah. Second thing was campus tour. After that was Tivoli for us.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like so adamant on
Okay.
like not postponing my flight.
Hmm.
But one thing to be said, like when I first moved here, is my faith in humanity was restored. Like
Ah.
I feel like with the amount of kindness that I got, like for example, I told you the whole Nitin story. There was another person, one of my other friends. She also, I stayed in her house for almost a week, I think, and she was just at some point she was like, you know what? I was at that point I was considering that just leaving this house, giving up my keys, and moving somewhere else. And she's like, if you want, we can live together. She offered.
Okay.
I don't know, like nobody. I've just known her for 2 weeks. I haven't known her at all, but she still offered, and that really made me feel so happy and so lucky. I'm still like, I don't actively hang out with her now, but I still check in with her from time to time because that is something that I will never forget. Like, I will always be super grateful for these two people for just looking out for me when I was all alone here. And that's why I feel like my faith in humanity was restored, because before that I was very skeptical about people, and I always felt like, you know, if someone was doing something nice, they always had an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
But when I moved here, I felt like there are some people who are just kind, just like that. And that was a really like turning point for me, because after that, even now also when I like talk to someone or meet someone, my first thought is that to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they're just nice.
Yeah.
That was the first lesson that I learned after coming to Sweden.
That's what even I learned. Yeah, what were your expectations? Like how people would be?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, my whole idea of Sweden when I was in India was IKEA, Northern Lights, cold.
Okay.
That's it. And so when I came here, initially, I will tell you, at the airport, I was at immigration in Gothenburg. The security lady at the airport was so good looking.
Whoa.
And she was like...
Oh, I need to talk about that.
And she was like in this whole the Securitas outfit, and she had like a gun, and you know, like, but she was so beautiful. Oh my god. And when I saw that, I felt like if someone at immigration is this beautiful, I can't imagine the sea of beautiful people in the country. And my god, was I like not prepared for it, because I think when I first moved here, I found it so difficult to differentiate between like people, because anytime I felt like, oh, somebody is good looking, or like, oh, that person looks nice, the next moment I forget what their face looks like, because it's just like a sea of Greek gods and goddesses. Like everyone is blonde, tall, beautiful, blue or green eyed, and it really, really shocked me for a long time, especially like coming from the other side of the world. That was something that really, it even till today, it surprises me just how different like features people have here. But also they look very similar, but then different for us.
Yeah. There's a saying it goes like, have a bank account in Switzerland, drive a German, and marry a Swedish.
Yeah, I've seen that. For me, one of my friends had told me this, one of my Swedish friends had told me this when we went to her house. She was like, her goal is to have the 3 V's, or that's like the quintessential Swedish lifestyle. It's 3 V's, it's Villa, Vouve, and Volvo. So you should have like a villa, a puppy, and a Volvo.
Oh, Vouve is puppy.
Yeah. So that's like this ideal.
Word, guys, new word.
Swedish lessons. But yeah, this is the ideal Swedish life. And when she said that, I was like, that's so nice. And yeah, that's pretty nice. Like if you're looking for something like that here, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying something about, you wanted to say a story about the security lady at the
security lady, not the security
person.
I told no that marry a Swedish.
Oh, right.
Because
okay.
they are pretty actually.
That's true.
Like, first when I came here, I thought, okay, you see all those TikToks, the people go, people go asking around people their opinions and
Yeah.
all that stuff. In the first week, I was like, okay, now let's just see how it is, Anta. I didn't know. Then people were like, okay, Swedes are like full silent, introverted, and then they don't approach
Yeah.
easily,
They find it really
so easily. Then I was like, okay, I need to take that back a bit. I thought when I'll come here, I'll go around people asking their life quotes, what is the best advice they've given or taken or received. I thought I'll do all that thing, but then took a step back on that.
Yeah, I mean that's a good idea. I feel like here people more than like they are a little introverted, but I also feel like more than that they're more aware of their personal space and somebody else's personal space, and they like to respect the other person's privacy and their life. Like they don't want to intrude on your personal space. It's just all out of respect, whatever they do. But it was for me as well, like. So we are from India where, we're always like a big family, big group of friends, we're loud, we're always talking, and that, coming from that to here where people are they live such isolated lives, I'd like to say.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that was a little shocking for me where even if you know someone, like I know people from my own class where I've studied with them for a year, and now if we still pass by each other, we don't look at each other. In my thesis where I'm working right now, there's one person who I've known for the last, like there's two people actually, who I've known for the last 1.5 years. We have taken almost every single course together. We still don't speak. Like the first day that I came, we made eye contact and that one turned their face away and that was it. We still don't speak even though we've known each other for a year and a half. So I feel like maybe that's just them, that person. Or I don't know if it's like generally everybody, but I have met some really social ones as well. That is for sure. But mostly they're to themselves and, their group of friends. And it's hard to penetrate through that barrier that they have to like make friends who are Swedish. At least that's how I felt.
Once, like you told social things, no? Once I was returning from my football, I was waiting in the bus stop. They were like 18 or 19-year-olds, girls and guys. They were going on for a party. They came to me and then they were like, where are you going? Then I was like, okay, I'm going to my home. I just played football. They were like, do you watch football? Then they were like, yeah, which team do you support? I was like, Manchester United. They all started cheering for Man United. Then I was like, okay, there are people, they are extroverted and then they are outgoing, but then it's very few to find like that.
Yeah, that's
I still have their accounts Instagram. That's when I ask their accounts so that we can hang out some other day. We can watch the match together. Yeah, even now that guy, if I text him, he will come, but then the time is not coming for me to go and watch the match with him.
Yeah.
So there are few people like that.
That's even at work also. I know that there are a couple of new friends that I made recently who are super social, who are super nice. Even when I was working in the summer, that was the best. Like we were 17 or 18 of us, where a lot of them were Swedish and they were all so extroverted and they would talk and they would have fun and they were really like outgoing. Like they didn't fit that stereotype of being, introverted or anything. So I guess that's just person to person. I think it's an experience. Depends, I guess. Yeah, just to summarize everything that we've spoken about right now, how has your expectation been? How has your experience been from August to February now?
Yeah, it's been February 27th will be my 6 months here.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, till now it's been good. Like people are nice. Nothing has gone against me yet. So I think that's good. Thankful for that. And hopefully it goes well.
That's nice.
And thanks to you for helping me out.
No
getting
worries.
a job. A summer
More
job.
on that later.
Internship.
Yeah.
Yeah, made good friends. Of course, you will feel lonely sometimes. But you have to make some sacrifices. Yeah, that's about my experience. Yours 1.5 years.
I know. For me, I think I don't remember exactly what. I remember the date that I came was 22nd, I think. Yeah. No, 21st. I came 21st. August 21st. But my experience has been filled with a lot of ups and downs. Like, it's been some really amazing highs followed by some really steep lows. We will get into that emotional side of it maybe another time. But overall, I think I've grown to be a kind of person who I respect, and I really I really appreciate the kind of person that I've become now, and I feel like I've changed a lot. I can't, there's no way for you to know how I was before versus how I am now, obviously. But I feel like I've matured a lot, and it's been a change, even though it's good and bad. I'm glad that I went through whatever it is to be where I am today. I'm super excited. The next 6 months are going to be a little stressful, I feel.
Yeah. For you guys.
Yep. But I'm excited, and we'll see, hopefully, job soon.
I hope you get it.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's it for today.
Nope. I think we'll see you in the next video.
Cool. Bye-bye.
More to come. Bye-bye. ಸರಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು
ಇದಾಗಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ
ಆನ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಸರಿ ಕುತ್ಕೋ
Yes, finally decided on the caption. Simple yeah and namaskara. Yeah is in Suresh. And namaskara is in Kannada. It's a short reference.
Okay, we'll start.
Some of people, yes.